Well, would you look at that? I've just taken a bunch of the Holy Roman Empire prisoner, and hopefully we're gonna actually be able to execute them and maybe actually even eliminate the entirety of their faction. I don't know whether that's gonna happen at any point, but that's pretty much the only thing we can do if we want to eliminate them entirely. But the main problem is, even if we do that, with this particular castle, well, it's just going to switch. It's just going to switch ownership, and it's going to go to someone else, and we have no idea who it's going to go to. It could go to anyone. So that's going to be the main problem there. Anyway, we're just going to continue doing our executions here. Obviously, some people out there, they don't really like the executions, but there isn't really much more that I can do to really eliminate these guys and actually prevent them from raiding our villages and being super annoying. Because let's face it, that's what they tend to do. They tend to be super annoying. Anyway, I'm just going to go over to this castle here. I'm just going to see. Actually, wait a minute. They're all attempting to attack Bogdan. I don't know why they're all attempting to attack him, but apparently they all want to murder him for some reason. He must have done something really, really bad. Maybe they didn't give. I don't know. Maybe he didn't give them their bread this morning, or something along those lines. I have no idea, but I mean, he's a silversmith, so I assume he ran away with the fine silver or something along those lines. Who knows? But yes, that seems to be the case. There is Gertrude right there. We are going to execute you. Thank you. Goodbye. That is wonderful. And let's actually just take a quick look. Okay, wait a minute. We've got Henry here. Henry is actually going in the castle. Alright, we're going to have to do something about him. Unfortunately, this particular castle does have 12 days worth of food, so it's highly unlikely we're going to be able to do anything here against them. So what we're going to... Oh, hello. Well, there's Mr. Horse Thief. I guess what I'm going to do is I'm literally just going to... I'm probably just going to leave him to it, all things considered. I'm probably just going to leave him to it and just let my trebuchets do their work, because as you can quite clearly tell, my trebuchets are apparently strong enough to live just straight up at the very beginning of the preparations of this siege bombardment. I never would have expected that, actually, but apparently so. And otherwise, apart from that, we can actually just let Mr. Horse Thief do his thing. I'm pretty sure we could just let him do his thing. And yeah, we're just gonna get out of there now. Okay, here we go. We can actually give this to someone. We're gonna give this to Mr. Swordsman Man. Mr. Swordsman Man. Yes, double man. I have no idea why I said that, but there you go. He's double the man that anyone else is, apparently. Yes, anyway, Alex has reached the level 5. Well, shall we say age 5? And we'll just level him up a little bit there. Alright, so otherwise... this is what we've got currently going on. So you can see here that, oh, hello. Apparently Babak has been doing some amazing work. He only has 650 troops. So I'm not entirely sure what's even going on with him, but he has apparently taken Zaragoza. No idea how he was even able to take that. I didn't even know he did. I have not gotten notified about that as far as I'm aware, but yeah, apparently he has managed to take that. Anyway, so Mr. Horse Thief's going to take this. I'm going to go back here and attempt to stop Alexios from taking Bierno Castle. Hopefully we're going to be able to do that. Let's just take a quick look here. No, we are absolutely fine. I am running out of money, but that's actually okay. We don't need to worry about that. All I need to do is just go into a nearby town and then just sell some stuff. And I should have enough for another, 2-3 weeks or something like that. And we're just going to go in here, I think. Let me actually just have a look. Yeah, we're going to need to. We will need to, unfortunately. There we go. All right, let's do it. This is a pretty even battle in regards to numbers, but unfortunately for them, the combat strength is very much in our favor. Oh, this is a... Oh, I love these. This gives me a sort of high cinematic sort of perspective of what's going on here, because you can see exactly what's happening. There are so... there's just so much, shall we say... vivid scenery to see. That's basically what I'm talking about here, because if you take a look at a normal environment, most of the time you're gonna be seeing a lot of trees. You're gonna see a lot of trees, you're gonna see a lot of hills and indents in the land, and it's gonna make it very annoying to actually see anything. But this is very cinematic. Because you go in here and you see the entirety of the field. And everyone's just charging straight on in at each other, and it's just an absolute bloodbath. And everyone knows, boom, this is where it is going to happen. This is where we are going to attack each other. This is where everything is going to come to a head. And boom, that's exactly what's going on. So I'm very much hoping that I will not die here. You know, these guys are obviously wanting to murder me, but hopefully I'll just take them out. There we go. Not too bad. And all I really want, okay? All I really want is to bonk people on the head with my hammer and win the day. That's it. Just win the day. And obviously if I could do some damage with my horse, that's obviously another nice bonus, because let's face it, we actually do some pretty significant damage with charge right now. My charge damage is actually quite impressive, actually, all things considered. I'm actually really surprised that we have survived this long. I actually would have expected my character to die quite some time ago. But that is apparently not happening. That is apparently not happening at all. So, yeah, we're just going to wade back in here. I was a bit worried about going back in, to be honest, because we are pretty low in HP, so it is very possible that we can die. But yeah, we should be fine. I mean, the percentage chance for actually dying is relatively low, as we know. So it's maybe unlikely that that will happen. I mean, it is unlikely that it will happen, but it's not impossible. Not impossible. So that might be a bit of an issue, but no, we'll be fine. And there you go. That's indeed it. Spin! The horse is spinning. Yes, indeed. There we go. All right, that's absolutely fantastic. Look at that. Nice victory for us right there. And all we need to do now is take a look at the nearby castle. So let's just take every single person here. Oh, Emperor Alexios himself. He must be one of the greatest vassals that we can capture. And I'm obviously just pulling your leg here because I know that he's the ruler. I'm pretty sure that he's the ruler, at least. But yeah, we'll take a look. We'll take a look, because obviously I'm going to be executing him. Don't get me wrong. I do not want to mess around with this guy. He's the leader of the Roman Empire, potentially. And I really need him to get out of my face. No, he is indeed the ruler of the Romans, as we could see right here. Of course he is. And we need to take him down. He needs to go away. Thank you very much. So he is going to go. There we go. Absolutely perfect. I mean, that's the thing. Would they actually do this in a realistic situation? Maybe they would, you know? Maybe they would, because just think about it from a realistic perspective. So many people and so many, you know, shall we say, important generals and rulers and so on and so forth have been put into this kind of situation. However, maybe on not so much of a grand scale, because let's face it, most of the time, they're probably not going to get themselves captured. Most of the time, that's going to be an extremely rare occurrence, I'd expect at least. Maybe not, I don't know. I'm not a historian, so I'm not going to basically be like, oh yes, I know absolutely every single thing about every single, you know, every single historic event in the history of the world. No, I don't. I don't know, you know, any of those things. So I'm not going to quote I'm not going to quote on that, you know. I'm just going to leave that to the experts. But I'm pretty sure, you know, it was rarer than you might expect. And, you know, because most of the time they're just going to run away, aren't they? You know, most of the time they're not even going to be on the field, potentially. I don't know. Maybe they would. It depends, as I say. It very much depends on who you're talking about. But, yeah, anyway, we're just going to be selling all this. This is absolutely wonderful. Look at that, 63,000. Very nice indeed. And obviously that castle we can't currently take. This one over here. I guess what we should do is we should move over to Zagreb, or maybe Belgrade, or maybe Jatara, or something like that. Maybe that would be a nice idea. I don't know. I mean, we've got enough money now to sort of sustain myself for a little bit of time. We've got Pythagoras. Whoa, okay, he's the guy that actually painted the Sistine Chapel, if I recall correctly, right? And if you don't know that I'm joking, then I have no idea, but yes. Pythagoras' theorem, obviously. I don't know whether this is the guy. Is this the guy that did Pythagoras' theorem? Surely not, right? Is it? I don't know. But whatever the case, He's obviously not the guy that did the Sistine Chapel. I hope you don't actually believe that I think that, okay? Please don't. I'm obviously kidding. Anyway, we're just going to get these guys, that's for sure. They're going to actually level up into some amazing troops right there. And otherwise, we can just take all of this loot. Nice. Nice amount of loot right there, too. And we'll just execute them. There we go. Nice, nice. We actually eliminated one clan from the Holy Roman Empire. That's really, really good. Obviously, that is not the, that's not the end of them. I'm pretty sure. Oh, are they actually besieging this again? Are they actually besieging this again? Is that Aristotle? Is that actually the Aristotle? Because we've just eliminated Pythagoras, so I'm actually kind of wondering whether it is actually these two guys. Surely not, right? His name is Emperor Aristotle. It might very well be. I don't know. Oh, that's funny nevertheless. Anyway, let's just eliminate him. There we go. And we can actually take him prisoner as well. This guy has no idea. He has no idea whatsoever what is about to befall him. And let me give you a spoiler. It's a big two-handed axe. That is what is about to befall him. Literally. Literally. And it's so funny that the ruler, which is indeed, once again, this guy, because Alexios just got himself taken prisoner. This guy just got himself taken prisoner. I mean, really, what more can we ask for, really? Can we, huh? We can't really ask for much more. So there we go. We're going to give this to Mr. Bloodaxe, and he's hopefully going to do a good job. It's actually quite ironic that that fellow's name is Bloodaxe, because we are inherently having a huge amount of blood on our axe as it is right now. It's pretty funny. Anyway, there's 700 troops available for combat here. This could be a really dangerous situation to be in. However, we're just going to do the standard thing. We're just going to do the standard thing. We're just going to get out our trebuchets and we're just going to see what we can do here. Hopefully this is actually going to work out really, really nicely for us. If we can take Zagreb, obviously this is a pretty big town, It's a pretty big town. So I'm highly, highly doubting that we're going to be able to do this. Ooh. Oh, we've actually gotten some assistance from Mr. Horse Thief. This is fantastic. Okay. I was kind of hoping that maybe he'd come along, but I'm really, really pleased that he is actually doing this. And we've also got to bear in mind that we do have Babak. I have no idea where he is, but he has his own army, and hopefully he's doing some work for us as well. And now that we've got all of our trebuchets out, we should be able to take down all of the walls relatively simply. Not sure if I'm going to wait for the garrison. Maybe I should, maybe I shouldn't. It just very much depends. The walls have already basically been destroyed, so maybe I should just go in there straight away. But the problem is, this garrison, is there anything here that can actually do massive damage to us? It doesn't seem like it. So once we get back over to daytime and destroy that last catapult, we're just going to go straight on in and we'll see what we can do. I'm hopeful that we will just be able to take this without any issues whatsoever, but that is very much a case of, well, maybe it's going to happen, maybe it's not. I don't know. But we can only try our best. And obviously, because the walls are down, we can get straight in there immediately. We can go straight in there, and we can hopefully do some damage with our hammer as well. And we also have our, we do have a bow as well, by the way. I know that I generally tend to forget that we have the bow, just because I am so incredibly enjoying using the hammer, because it is just so fun. And obviously look at how much damage my horse is actually capable of doing. It's really quite dramatic. I mean, literally, look at that. 20 damage every single hit is actually astounding if you think about it. Really, really nice in actual fact. And my forces should technically be able to get inside here really, really easily. I'm not entirely sure why we are... Oh, wow, we did a really smart thing right there. Did you see how smart we were? Most of my forces went over to the right side to combat the enemy having a huge globule of their defenders in place. And then my forces decided to go over to the other side where they were weaker and actually just dedicate a smaller force to that section. I think that's actually a very clever way of doing it, although, to be fair, I actually would have preferred them to go in with the larger force from the weaker side, so then they could flank around and actually get, towards the side and the back of the larger force, and then they'd be able to flank them super easily and do massive damage, critical hits, all that wonderful stuff. That really would have made actually a much bigger difference, but oh well. never mind, you know, never mind, it's fine. We were actually able to take it with actually minimal problems, but that's just because Mr. Horse Thief came in there. Without Mr. Horse Thief, I think we would have probably lost if I hadn't waited for the food situation. I did take a look at the composition as well, by the way, of the garrison, and the garrison itself had extremely low level people. They really did not have anything, you know, super noteworthy or anything like that. So I'm pretty certain, actually, that maybe I would have been able to achieve victory, nevertheless. So, you know, there is also there is a possibility that it was available for us to capture by ourselves. But it's nice that Mr. Horse Thief is actually taking an active role in what we tend to do here. Because let's face it, we need all the help we can get, to be honest. Because the Roman Empire, very, very difficult to stamp out, very difficult to eliminate because they just have so many people. They have so many vassals and so many, you know, so many castles and towns and so on and so forth. So it's really, really nice that we actually have a vassal that is supporting us on a significant stage here. All right, so I'm just going to be putting in a bunch of money here. Obviously, this isn't really going to make too much difference to us as it stands, but look at this. Look at how insane this actually is. I'm actually kind of wondering, do you think I should just go straight for Constantinople? Maybe we should. Maybe we should just go ahead and do that. I don't know. Maybe we should, maybe we shouldn't. It very much depends. But Mr. Horse Thief is going to be sticking around here. I'm actually going to be giving him Zagreb if I can. No, it doesn't seem like I'm actually able to, so I will just give this to Mr. Bloodaxe, I suppose. Technically, I could give it to myself, which would probably be a much better idea. But for me personally, I don't really want to garrison anything right now. Because if I were to garrison things, it's going to take me a lot longer to get to other places to where I want to actually be. And that's not something that I really want to sacrifice at this point in time. I really do want to continue pushing forward as much as we possibly can and making sure that the Roman Empire knows that we are not to be messed with. And that's the point. That's one of the things that we really have to get a bit of a handle on here, because they are consistently thinking to themselves that they can pick on us, and we just have to teach them otherwise. That's it. We just have to teach them otherwise. So anyway, we're just going to make our way over to Belgrade here as well, because here's the thing, there's only 542 troops here. They have 40 days worth of food, so there is no way I'll be able to starve out the garrison. But I'm actually going to take a quick look and see what their garrison is actually like, because they probably don't have anything too dramatic. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. I actually don't even know what is really particularly good with the Byzantines. So let's actually have a look at them. These guys? Noble Cataphracts. Okay, yeah, so that makes sense, obviously. So Noble Cataphracts, do they have any of these in the garrison? That's the question. They have some Palatine Guards. Obviously, the Palatine Guards are very well known from the base game of Bannerlord. Palatine Guards are obviously the archers. So it could very well be that because the base game is, I suppose the empire in the base game is inspired by the Byzantine Empire, maybe that is indeed going to be a similar unit. In other words, a bunch of archers. And they do have a lot of them. They do have a lot of them. So I'm actually kind of wondering whether we should, maybe we should do something about that. I don't know. Maybe we should do something about that. Maybe we should go in there and see what we can do. Or maybe not, I don't know. But here's Mr. Horse Thief. He's actually coming in and helping me out once again. That's actually kind of crazy. How many people does he actually have in his army? He just has him and Gustav? What? How is he even capable of doing this? That's the question. I have no idea. I took a look, by the way. I took a look at his stats. He has normal stats. He has stats literally just like any other companion. Obviously his stats are higher than normal. He has, you know, obviously been fighting for quite some time, and generally he has, you know, relatively decent combat skills, but his other skills are basically just the same as normal, you know what I mean? So that's really, really strange. I have no idea why that is actually happening, because that seems to always happen to me in Europe 1100. It is probably a case of, I'm going to assume there's a bug. Maybe something going on, because obviously back in the day when I created the original Europe 1100 series, the one with the Viking, the one where I was Well, I mean, are you going to watch it? I don't know whether you're going to watch it, because I was going to give you a spoiler. Okay, here's the thing. If you don't want a spoiler, just skip ahead 20 seconds or so, alright? So I'm going to wait like 2 seconds before I say something, just so that those people can actually skip ahead 20 seconds. Okay, so yeah, anyway. When I died in the first, basically, you know, or whatever, however long it was in the series, it was actually a very, very quick death, hilariously enough. You know, I consistently say, oh yeah, deaths are really, really rare in Bannerlord, and yeah, they actually are, but obviously, in that case, not so rare, because I got eliminated, and just, you know, that was really bad. However, after that fact, it seems like Mengus, right? Mengus Ironbelly. He was the guy that was actually taking everything by storm at that moment in time. He was absolutely amazing, and he's basically the first version of Horse Thief. So I can only assume that there is something else relatively similar going on. I don't know. I mean, I did the same. That's actually a thing. Maybe that's the reason. I did the same thing that I did with Horse Thief that I did with Ironbelly, which was to make him into a caravan. Maybe the caravan stuff has like a multiplicative effect to experience, or maybe it provides them with some kind of weird massive boost in renown or something like that. I have no idea. That's the thing. I have no clue, but whatever the case, Mr. Horse Thief is actually helping us to achieve victory here, and I'm extremely, extremely grateful to him, to be honest, because that's what we want him to do. We want him to help us out here, and without him, we would be in a really, really big spot. I mean, actually, I'm not entirely sure. I mean, yeah, you know, we would be able to, I think we'd be able to actually definitely capture these places, but it is a lot easier with Mr. Horse Thief. That's all I can say. I mean, look at this. We are literally just capturing absolutely every single thing in our path at the moment. And we are just going to go here, take that. There we go. Nice little auto-resolve against them. And indeed, the Palatine Guards, as I said to you before, they are archers, and they are only tier 4. So we don't even need to worry about those guys at all. We can basically just relax quite nicely. So we're just going to wait here for some time, and we've taken Belgrade now as well, and the Roman Empire is probably panicking at this moment in time, because look at this, look at their combat strength. It has gone down significantly. We own 30 towns and 29 castles. The Roman Empire owns 14 towns and 18 castles. It's actually insane how much they actually own. The Holy Roman Empire, on the other hand, only owns 2 castles, and the Almoravid Empire, which, in my opinion, I'd personally like to focus on them, to be honest. I would prefer to be focusing on them, but the way it is right now, it's making it very, very difficult for us to do that, because the other enemies are just consistently declaring war on us. For example, if I was to declare peace with the Roman Empire, that wouldn't actually do much, because they would then make peace with make war with us shortly after that again, just because they want to take all of my stuff. They just want to continue capturing all of my fiefs, and that's making a huge, huge difference to the overall success of a peace agreement. So yeah, that really makes a huge difference. Anyway, we're just going to be trying to take Jatara now. Obviously, we actually did manage to take this beforehand, and so it is going to be, well, hopefully relatively easy for us to do, because there's only 30,000 HP here. It has a small-ish garrison of only 350, so we should have a pretty easy time. I'm actually just going to let my trebuchet do its thing, because I actually do have a pretty significant engineering skill right now, and so as a result, me being able to build these trebuchets and actually being able to rely on them, because we have some kind of significant, I don't have any money. Well, that's a bit problematic, isn't it? That's a bit problematic. Okay, yeah, we're going to have to do something about that. So I'm going to have to actually do this. There we go. I should have actually gone into Belgrade and actually sold. That's the thing that I actually forgot to do. My bad. Doesn't really matter. We can just do that after this. So let's just make our way in here. Yeah, but as I was saying, basically, if we make peace, then they're just going to declare war straight away afterwards, and it's going to be annoying. So I'm kind of hoping that maybe what we can do is we can kind of force them into a position where they really just do not want to declare war again. because they're afraid that they're going to lose even more of their territory or something like that. Or it could just be that maybe we are the only faction that they can take on. Maybe that's it. I don't know. Let me just tell my forces to charge in. I'm not entirely sure what they're actually doing right now, but they don't seem to be assisting me in the least, which is kind of a bit weird, but alright. Just eliminate these guys as much as I can. There we go. Nice. Oh yeah, that was good. Where are my forces? Oh, they're all the way around there. Oh, okay. They went around the side. That's a bit of a weird decision to make, but sure. If they want to do that, then who am I to say, right? Who am I to say? But we're going to get some really, really nice action out the front here as well, so pretty happy about that. I mean, technically, I mean, let's face it, I know you would probably prefer to do this as well, but what about going in the back? What about going from the rear? I think that might make more sense, right? Going from the back and actually attempting to attack them from the other side, because all intents and purposes, if you can get behind an opponent, you're more than likely going to be able to do more damage, and or you're probably just going to have a fun time. You'll probably just get more satisfaction from going from behind than if you were to... I don't know, it depends. I think it depends, actually. Because I was about to say, then if you were to go from the front, because we're going from the front right now, and it's a pretty satisfying experience. So, it's actually just dependent, I guess, on who you're fighting. You know? Or maybe who you're with, you know? Who you're with really makes a huge difference, actually, dependent on, you know, what's going to happen. Formations, positioning, you know, all that stuff. You really do want to make sure that you are with the right people. And as you can see right here, look at these guys. They are supporting me in absolutely every single action I'm taking right now, which is perfect. Really, really good. And you can see here that they're actually drawing them out, so much so that they're actually lowering their guard as well, which is fantastic, because that means I can now attack these guys. And look at them. We've taken them all down, and we've distracted the opponent so heavily in this particular location that I think my forces from the other side have actually done some amazing work. Yes, indeed they have. Look at that. That is amazing. Super, super good. Boom. That is done. We've captured the town. Hopefully they're going to have some money. I very much hope they're going to have some money in the marketplace, because I really need it. I really need it super, super badly, actually. Super, super funnily enough, actually, because I was really thinking to myself that I wouldn't have to worry about money, because I had 100,000 or something like that, but it just goes to show that it disappears very fast. If you don't take note of it, it is just going to go like that, like a click of the fingers, you know? So anyway, we're just going to go and sell all of this stuff. This is going to be great. And then we are good for a little bit of time, just a little bit of time, because I've got into debt. I'm pretty sure I've gone into debt a little bit with my forces. Let me actually just have a look and see whether that is indeed the case. Yes, I have 49,000 in debt. That's actually hilarious. That is so hilarious. I'm gonna have to go to Venezia over here, and we're gonna have to do something about that. And we are also going to have to, I don't even know what. We're gonna have to do a bunch, because you can see here. Look at this. I am just running out of cash every single time. This is exactly the reason why. Please be careful with your money. Please be careful with your money, because otherwise you're going to be in a situation like I am right now, where it's just going to be terrible. It's going to be really, really bad. But what I actually really like about the new wage system is the fact that they do actually allow you to go into debt. Because beforehand, in Warband, in the previous iteration of Bannerblade, you weren't actually able to do that as far as I'm aware. You could go into debt if you had a mod and you were able to go to the, the landowner or whatever it was, and you could get a loan and you could make it work through that. But the way that the base game, weekly wages and so on and so forth worked, were that you really couldn't go into debt. Because if you did go into debt, then you'd have a huge amount of morale problems, and people would leave. People would leave really, really fast, and that would be a huge problem. So that, obviously that's the issue there. Anyway, we have managed to take these 3 towns, and yeah, there's a bunch of castles in amongst these, but this doesn't really matter too much. In my opinion, castles are basically free at the moment. They're pretty, I feel like they're pretty simple to take, but maybe that's just me. Anyway, that is going to be it. That's going to be it for this episode. Yes, I know. That's going to be it for this episode. However, we are going to continue our crusade against the Roman Empire, and we're going to also, apparently, we are continuing to hold off the Almoravid Empire as well. No idea how that's even possible, but apparently Babak is doing a great job. I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.